Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk about why you're never going to see certain air gun reviews of certain air rifles on my channel. And I have a couple examples right here that are sitting here, and I'm going to tell you why. Before all you guys go getting butthurt and freaking out and posting crummy comments down below, I hope you read the warning in the beginning of this video, because I put that there, to solve you guys, to let you guys know that you might get butthurt about what I say. Get over it, because I really don't care. So anyway, with that being said, today I was originally trying to do a video for you guys on this little pneumatic backpacker, this Crossman. They call it the Drifter now. It was called the Backpacker when I picked it up. And I was going to do a little video on that and talk about whether it was a viable little survival gun to get small game and all that. Now, I will say this, it does have the power to do that at about 15 yards or less, but as far as the accuracy, it's crap. Now, I know there's a lot of people that like this gun. It's a good little plinker if you like shooting pop cans at 10 or 15 yards, but as far as small game hunting, I would not use this for small game hunting. I wouldn't, and because the accuracy, the accuracy to me is just not there. Maybe I'm spoiled because I like my weihrauchs and I like the accuracy they get, but I have certain criteria when it comes to what I'm shooting at. And when you're shooting at small targets, you're shooting at a squirrel's head, a rabbit's head, or even a bird. I mean, that's a small target. You need to be able to be accurate on target. And this gun just doesn't meet my standards. It may meet your standards, but it does not meet my standards for accuracy. And so you're never going to see a video on it, because I'm not going to put something up there. I've done a couple videos on guns that suck. I did the Gammo CFX, which is a horrible gun. Don't ever buy that thing. I also did one on the Hatsan. I think it's the 125, the little short one and stuff. And that thing is not a good. I mean, that's a plinker. If you want something for 10 yards and you want to plink cans, great. Same thing with this. You want something for 10 yards, you want to plink cans, have at it. They're not that expensive. Well, this one has actually gone up. This one's about $139 now. You used to be able to get it for like $100. But it's gone up since then. And then there's this thing. This is actually a PCP. This is the Hatsan Jet. I watched some reviews on it. It looked really cool. I like the design of it. I like the compact design of it. Was hoping it was going to, at least be able to be, 15, 20 yard gun, even though it's got a short barrel. You can, a pistol, a normal pistol can do that. A normal handgun pistol can do that at that range and stuff. Even like a little snub nose 38 at 20 yards is pretty darn accurate. So I was thinking you'd at least get that out of it. No, this thing is about a 10-yard gun. It's a PCB rifle. It's not expensive. It's super cool looking. It's very tactical. It's very tactical, and I bought the one with the extra cylinder so I could have the more air to get more shots out of it and stuff. But as far as the accuracy out of this thing, not impressed whatsoever. I mean, if you wanted something to have in your bedroom for if somebody broke into your house and you want to shoot at them with it, at close range, okay, sure, okay, yeah, maybe, whatever, yeah, not. But it's just not an accurate gun. It's a plinker. If you want to spend the money, like, what are these things, like $2.99 or something like that, and you want to have a plinker at 10 yards with a PCP, sure, but it's a lot of hassle for the shot count that you get out of this thing to use this as a plinker and stuff. And the other thing that sucks about this one is I've only shot this thing a few times, taken it out a few times, and the air cylinder's already leaking. It's already losing air. So one of the seals or something is going bad already in it and stuff, and I haven't shot it that much. I've shot it a few times. I take it out 10 yards and plinked with it and stuff. Put this red dot on it because that's kind of how I was rolling with it, just to plink cans for fun and stuff. The iron sights actually are really good on this thing, ironically. They've got several sets of them, which is really nice. I like the setup of it, but Jesus Pete, put a better barrel in it. Make this thing more accurate. Make this a 20-yard gun. At least 20-yard gun. I mean, come on, can in this day and age with all the technology they have, with all the air guns that they're making and stuff, you can't do that. Make this a little better. Make it a little better. If it costs a little more, that's fine. If it's better, if it's better and it's more accurate, it's okay for it to cost a little more. I mean, it's stuff like this that drives me crazy in the air gun community, because I'd rather spend a little bit more money for a better quality air rifle that's going to really, really do well for me so I don't get frustrated with it. And I'll tell you, I wasted a whole day. Beautiful day today. It was cooler weather. Beautiful day. I was like, let me get this little backpacker out and see if I can do a video for you guys with it and stuff, because I haven't really done anything with it. Thought it'd be a cool video. And even at 15 yards, it was shooting so bad with all these pellets. I shot and normally it shoots these 15.89s. It does pretty good, but I shot the JSPs. I shot H&Ns, I shot RWS, and I even shot the Crossmans. And after I went through those sports, I didn't want to waste my time. It's a waste of my time. The only thing that's not a waste of my time is telling you that it's a crap gun, and that all these people are saying, "Oh, this is a good little, be a good little survival gun." No, it won't. I'll grab my weihrauch HW30S and I'll survive with that sucker. I'm not grabbing that. I know it's a pneumatic. It's supposed to shoot more accurate because it's pneumatic. You can actually bag rest it versus having to do the artillery hold, but it doesn't have the accuracy. For me, it does not have the accuracy that I feel you need if you're going to talk about life and death situations. Could I use this to take out small game at 10 and 15 yards? I probably could, because I'm a pretty good shot when it comes to things. But would that be the one that I took with me? No. I wouldn't even take it out for a day hike to have it just in case. No. It's not worth it. I know it breaks down. You can take the stock off. That's kind of cool and everything. But it's another one of those guns that's just, it doesn't cut it for me. It doesn't cut it for me. And I've been saying this for a while on my channel to people when we talk about the budget guns, because I've done some Gamos and stuff. Like you guys know, I like the Gamo DX. That shocked me. That's a $149 break barrel air rifle, multi-shot, and it's super accurate. And if you guys watch the videos, that's a great little air rifle. It really is, and it's really good. And Gamo has some air rifles that are really good, like the Bone Collector. I have the Bone Collector. That's a great little air rifle. It's solid as can be. It's accurate as can be. 30 yards or less, you're definitely be able to take small game all day long. I love their 10X system with that. I mean, they've cornered the market when it comes to the multi-shot. They have the best system of any company out there when it comes to it, but there's just some that I'm not going to do. They're just not worth it. And if you guys have been following my channel, you know that I prefer the higher end guns, and I'm actually going more towards that because they're just better air rifles all the way around. Weihrauchs, Dianas, Air Arms, those brands right there are just amazing air rifles, and you can't go wrong with them. And I'm not saying that Gamo doesn't make some decent air rifles, because I own the Gamo Varmint Hunter, which I bought like 10, 11 years ago. That's a great air rifle. Super cool air rifle. It's good. 30 yards or less, that's a great small game air rifle. I've had it for a long time. That's the gun that actually made me start liking Gamo. I have the Bone Collector and I have the DX. I have the CFX, and if you guys have seen it, I hate that thing. That thing is a horrible gun, and everybody that I've talked to that has one can't stand it. And you never see them shoot it again. And some people are like, well, it's just a 10-yard gun. I don't want a 10-yard air rifle. For me, a break barrel air rifle, any air rifle, I need at least 20 or 30 yards. To make it viable for hunting, because not only do I like to shoot targets, but I want to be able to hunt with it. So for me, it needs to do good at that 30 yards or less. Pretty much 30 yards, it needs to be able to, 25, 30 yards. 25, 30 yards is where we need to be hitting. 30 yards is kind of my thing. When I consider a good air rifle is 30 yards. The budget-friendly ones, 25. But the higher end ones, you got to be able to at least do 30 yards. If you can't do 30 yards and shoot a nice group of 30 yards, it's a waste of your time. And so I got really frustrated today, and so I just want to talk about that there's just some air rifles. You're never going to see this. You're never going to see me do a review of this. You're never going to see me do a review of this. This just sits here. It's actually dusty because I'm not even shooting it because I don't like it. I like the setup, but the accuracy is crap, so it's useless to me. It's a useless gun. It's a useless gun. That is a useless gun. It's a very useless gun. I actually did a video on a Hatsan 95 not too long ago, and that one's actually a pretty decent gun. It's got a walnut stock. It's pretty accurate. It's very viable for hunting. It's in 25 caliber. Packs a good wallop. I've taken some small game with it. $169. Watched a lot of reviews and read a lot on that one before I bought it and stuff. But as I've grown and progressed in my air rifle shooting, and once you get a weihrauch or get an Air Arms, you're never going to want to shoot any of this stuff. You're never going to want to play with this. It's just frustrating, and you feel like you're wasting your time. There's no enjoyment out of it whatsoever when you got a gun that's just slinging stuff like a shotgun out there. It's just not fun. No matter what pellet you put in it, you don't enjoy it. It's like the Crossman pump anniversary one. That thing was a great frustration for me until I talked to Airguns of Alaska. And he was shooting the RWS pellets, and that's these pellets right here. And if it wasn't for him shooting those pellets and me seeing how well he did with this, and then me picking those up, I probably would have sent that gun back. But these RWS pellets, the RWS dome pellets, actually work decent in that gun, But to me, it should still be more accurate than what it is for what it cost. And that's just my opinion. So, you guys take that for what you want, but I'll tell you right now, it's better for you guys, and this is my opinion, just my opinion. I'm no expert, but it's better for you to save a little more money and buy a higher end air rifle that's going to last you your lifetime, that you'll be able to pass down to your kids and they'll be able to pass down to their kids, than waste a bunch of money buying $100 or $200 budget friendly guns. And then when you look over there, you've got a dozen guns that don't shoot very well. And when you look at that price of what you spent on that, you could have actually bought a couple high-end air rifles that you'd be really happy with. So that's my thing, but you're not going to see guns like that. You're not going to see any of these lower-end guns really anymore. You know, there's a few that I have my eye on that I might do to try out, but if it doesn't shoot well, I'll probably do a video and tell you how bad it sucks, but I probably won't even do a shooting video and show it to you anymore. Like this one, I'm just telling you, don't waste your money on it. Don't waste your money on this. Don't waste your money. You know, you can buy the Umarex Nodos. And that Nodos, the Umarex Nodos, is $269, and that thing is a tack driver at 30 yards. That is a great little compact piece, and that's what kills me. They're about the same size. The Umarex Nodos has a little bit longer barrel, but the Umarex Nodos, man, you can out to 30 yards, man. You can go 40 and 50 yards with the Nodos and take stuff out. I love the Nodos. I own the Nodos. It's a great PCP era. If you want something compact, buy the Nodos. Don't waste your money on this. And as far as Hatsan goes in general, the more I read about Hatsan, the more I look into Hatsan, and the few Hatsans, I have 3 Hatsans, and out of 3 Hatsans, only one of them is worth a crap. You know, and that would be the Hatsan 95, and those are hit or miss. I don't like that. I don't like the hit or miss stuff, because you're saving your money and spending your hard-earned money to buy an air rifle, and you want something that's going to be decent, and you buy something that turns out to be a hunk of junk, like a lot of the Walmart specials they have, you know. And I'm not saying you can't find some budget-friendly air rifles that shoot decent, because there are some out there. There are some that do really well. You know, like I said, the Gammo DX that I have, really well. You know, the Gammo Bone Collector does real well. It seems like the Gammo Magnums that they have and stuff, everybody that has one of those seems like those, but that's just, I don't want to cock that much force, you know, but those seem to be pretty decent air rifles. So Gammo does put out some decent air rifles, not saying they don't, and I own a few, but as far as I'm concerned, you know, I'm going to save my money to buy a little bit more higher end air rifles to showcase those, because I think that's where you really should put your money at over this budget friendly stuff. I know everybody wants their best bang for their buck, and I really try to do that on this channel with showcasing things that aren't going to break the bank. But I will tell you, when it comes to air rifles, as long as I've been shooting them since I was a kid, you know, I'm not going to waste my money on budget-friendly ones. Now, there was one that was supposed to come. JTS was supposed to put out some break barrel air rifles, and they were supposed to come out already, and there hasn't been nothing. Not since SHOT Show, there's been crickets on their break barrel air rifles. But they were talking about they were having competition grade ones, and I was going to pick up one of those to see what they were hyping and stuff, and see if it was actually all the hype, and because they're comparing it to like a weihrauch or something, and they're talking about getting it for like $159 or something, $169, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to see that, you know, let's see how that works out. But it hasn't come to fruition because they haven't been released yet, so I don't know what's going on there with that. So if anybody knows what's going on with the whole JTS break barrel thing, leave some comments down below, because I'd love to know that. But anyway, so that's why you guys won't see certain air rifles. I'm not going to buy a cheap piece of junk and put it on my channel. I'm just not going to do it. You know, I'm going to find a gun that shoots really well, that actually is something that's viable for you guys to use. And if I do get one that's crappy, I'm going to tell you it's crappy. If you ask me about it, I'll give you my opinion. I think it's junk. You know, the CFX was junk. And if you go watch Air Guns of Alaska, he went through so much trying to get that thing to shoot well, you know. And it's so funny because I love that guy to death. I love his channel, but he's always like, you know, he's like, I'm cheap and stuff. But when I look at all the budget friendly guns that he has and stuff, I'm just like, wow, you realize how many nice higher end air rifles you could have. But he's a tinkerer, and I think that's cool, and I love his channel. So if you guys haven't checked out Air Guns of Alaska, go check out his channel, because he's got a great channel. He really does. He does a really great job. He's a really honest guy, and I really enjoy his content. But, you know, when it comes down to some of these air rifles, they're just not worth it, and I don't want to see you guys waste your money. I don't want to see you guys waste your money on something, you know. I mean, I work hard for my money. I've worked hard for my money all my life, and I don't want to toss it away. And I feel like this was a waste of money. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not even probably going to fix the seal. I'll probably end up giving it away to somebody who wants to tinker with it. I'm not even going to try to sell it. Probably do the same thing with that. I've been trying to give away the CFX, because I'm not going to waste my time trying to do anything with these guns. It's just pointless to me. You know, either that or I'll turn them into some some prop for some cosplay guy and do some custom stuff to it and be like, here you go, it's your new cosplay toy, you know, type thing. But I'm not gonna waste my time shooting it. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to make videos about it because it's just not worth it to me, you know. And some of these guns just aren't worth it. There's a lot of guns out there that are being marketed now, and if you guys have seen my Umarex complete video, that are just money grabs. They're just money grabs. They're just trying to grab your money. And some people be like, oh, that's a great gun, and other people be like, oh, I agree with you, you know. Hey, we all have our opinions. I just been doing this for a while, you know, and I'll tell you, I just, you know, being in a business where I've owned my own store and stuff like that, I've seen how all that stuff works out. And I never used to carry crummy products in my store when I had I had a brick and mortar store years ago. And I don't want to showcase crummy stuff on my channel. So, and that's why you're not gonna see this Hot Son Jet. You're not gonna see me review it. You're not gonna see that. But you'll see these other guys, these bigger channels. They'll review these things and they'll put them out there and they're talking about, oh, it's not a bad gun. They're doing it because they're sponsored and they're having the gun sent to them, and so they do a review on it. And a lot of these guys won't be brutally honest about these guns because they want those sponsors to keep sending me stuff. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you because I don't have any sponsors. So I'm not going to cut them any slack, you know, and that's what most people want to know, the truth. They want to know the truth, and I try to do that on this channel. I try to just give you guys my opinion and the truth of how I see these things, you know. And these two guns, you know, maybe the new one, the newer version, the Drifter, is a more accurate gun, but it's just a plinker. This is a plinker. And now if you're a plinker, have at it. But I'm not wasting my money because I don't just plink. I like to shoot targets, but I actually like to hunt too. And I love hunting with air rifles, and these are not viable for that. Not even remotely viable for that, in my opinion. So that's my rant, because I was a little frustrated after trying to do this video on that stupid gun right there, and I figured I'd just talk about guns that I'm not going to review. And the reason why I don't review certain guns is because I think they're junk, and I'm not going to waste my money buying it. I'm not going to waste my money making a video about it or that with you guys either and stuff, you know. But if I do buy a gun and it turns out to be junk, I'm going to tell you. So this one was junk to me. This one, junk to me. You know, I did a video on the little Hot Son 125 just to show you guys what kind of crumb it was. And I did the CFX videos because Gamma was really pushing that thing. And I did that to show you guys how bad that gun was, you know, and several other guys did too. So, but I'm just not going to waste my money because it's my money. Nobody's giving me money to buy anything. It's my money coming out of my pocket. Nobody's giving me anything on that stuff. I'm going to buy the guns that I want to shoot and I'm interested in shooting. And those are the more higher end Dianas and Weihrauchs and Air Arms and things of that nature because I like those. Now, on one last note, I am looking at some Keystone air guns. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've talked to a lot of the other air guns guys that shoot break barrels and spring guns, and they have recommended those to me. So I'm probably going to pick up at least one of those and give them a whirl. And if they turn out to be decent guns, I'm going to let you guys know. So anyway, that's my rant. Appreciate all you guys. We'll see you on the next video.